Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. So, Black Americans, ADOS FBA people, got a question. How many of y'all have family members or have you yourself been in the penal system in this country? Got family on parole, probably still locked up, what have you, I ask because they trying to make these programs, create these programs to help, what they say, clean up, fix the prison system, the parole system, the criminal justice system. There you go. Trying to do that for Black and brown people because it disproportionately affects them. That's what they told us, right? That's what they try to have us to believe. But you always know it's something, always a little, ain't got nothing to do with us. It really doesn't. They give us crumbs, but when you come from under the table and you look on top of the table, you see a whole loaf of bread up there. This here is no different. This is from the New York Post. And it reads, Biden administration parole programs. Biden, your president. Biden amend parole program sparks 550% increase of not U.S. citizens, but of undocumented migrants pouring into Florida from just last year, says the data. Let's get into this little article here because I want y'all to understand where I'm going. A federal parole program approved by the Biden administration earlier this year has sent a soaring number of undocumented migrants pouring into Florida. Sunshine State migrant encounters rocketed from 35,349 in the fiscal year 2022 to 236,691 in fiscal year 2023, an increase of 550%, the number shows. The surge stems largely from a special Department of Homeland Security program for Haitian, Venezuelan, Cuban, and Nicaraguan asylum seekers. Amazing. The program allows undocumented people, quote, outside of the United States, end quote, to request parole in the U.S. based on urgent humanitarian or significant public benefit reasons, according to U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. Now, let me tell you something. If your people get out of prison, go on parole, what they give them? The few dollars they made working in the kitchen, the clothes on their back, the clothes they came in with, and a bus ticket. That's about it. Oh, you better meet your parole officer on time, every time. And we're taking drug tests on time, every time. That's all you get. Get out of there. See you back here soon. That's basically what they saying. And you got people who be in prison that want to get out, because COVID was running rampant in prison. And they wouldn't let your people out. You got some folks that got terminal cancer. When they like 5 days from dying, they might let you out. They might, but they probably won't. You can have that's an urgent humanitarian or significant public benefit reason. They won't do it. But they'll let illegal immigrants, undocumented, let me say undocumented, I don't say illegal, undocumented people come over let me not get ahead of myself, hold on. To qualify for temporary parole, applicants must have a financial supporter already in the country, pass a security check, and meet other criteria. How in the hell? See, stuff like this, like I say, I need to know more about the program. How do you get a financial supporter? How do you already have a financial supporter in the country and you're not from here? Who's supporting you? Could it be the Democratic Party supporting you? to come on over here? Why would you support people that's on parole to come to the U.S.? Well, like when you have people who are trying to come over here legally, you know, through the paperwork, work permits, green cards, they try to come over here that way, and they say it's hard as hell. But if you are a convict and you're on parole, and for whatever reason, let's say maybe, who knows, the hurricane. Say a hurricane comes, and you finna get ready to parole or go on parole, and it's like, man, look here, there's a problem. There's an emergency situation. Parolees gotta get up out of here. Oh, you got a parolee? Come on over. As long as he has a financial supporter, how do you get that? That's what I want to know. How can somebody who's not even a citizen of this country get a financial supporter and be a parolee, a convicted criminal, come over here temporarily now? And let me tell you something. They can't even keep up with the ones that don't break the law, who haven't previously broke the law that they know of. How they gonna keep up with people who are parolees? How you gonna do that? Once you get over here, they can just disappear. Hell, citizens do it all the time. Commit crimes. And then you see it on the news. This one story here. Mom on the run after she allegedly deleted her 2 young kids. Wounded a third. U.S. citizen. But you gonna tell me you're gonna be able to keep up with 236,691 migrants? The initiative has sparked a stampede into Florida with 56,547 migrant encounters in October and November this year alone, compared to just 13,580 over the same stretch last year and only 2,886 in 2021. We're seeing them in numbers I don't think was possible once South Florida CBP source told the Post. Really? October tallied 27,128 migrant encounters, up from just 1,451 in the same month in 2022. If the trend continues at its current pace, the numbers for fiscal year 2024 will easily surpass prior records for Florida migrant encounters. This category does not include illegal immigrants who enter a given area undetected. So shoot, it could be a whole lot more, which undoubtedly it is. Of the 236,691 migrants who came to Florida in fiscal year 2023, the highest number held from chronically afflicted Haiti at 69,435. Now you might say, hey, MC, the Haitians, they're black like us. Yeah, but they're not citizens. What I'm saying is, here's my thing. We should always be trying to do the humanitarian, moral thing, right? The right thing. Should always be trying to do that. My problem is when your own people are having a hard time in this country and you ignore them, or you find reasons why you can't help them, tell them there's not enough money, there's not enough room, gotta shut down these mental institutions, gotta shut down the schools, can't afford to keep them open, and you gotta live with that. But then you turn around and you do things like this with no explanation. I've told y'all before, politicians, people in power want to keep the citizens ignorant of what the laws mean. You know how many times you voted, if you voted, how many times you voted for one particular law, but there was like a bunch of other little sub-laws written under it and you didn't even know it? You know how many times you've done that? Probably every time you pull that trigger or cast that ballot. Because one, we don't study, we don't read, we don't investigate. We just go with it. We just say, hey, that's what they told us, we're gonna run with it. And then when January 1st come, or the end of December come, and all these articles come out and say, hey, here's the laws that are passed in such and such state, Here's how they affect you. And then you read and it's like, wait a minute, when did they do this? Like, when did I vote for this? When did they, what? Where did this come from? You voted for it. You just don't know it because you didn't study the law. Now, but something like this, which is funny, I'm quite sure nobody voted for this. It's interesting to know. And that's one thing I want to know. How do they decide what the people can and can't vote for? Because what is it up in Chicago? the council, city council, I believe, said that the mayor's people said that they voted that the citizens can't vote on if they want Chicago to be a sanctuary city or not. They just came up with this like a few weeks ago. It's like, how do you pick and choose? You either for the people or not for the people. So you went from a democratic state to a dictatorship, just like that in one meeting. And again, you wonder why ain't nobody gonna vote for you come 2024 in November. You wonder why. Let me see how much more of this I got. Venezuelans were the next list at 54,000, Cubans 51,000, Nicaraguans almost 27,000, Ukrainians almost 8,000, and Indians, overseas Indians, like 3,400. They said the record-setting clip in October and November is being driven by those seeking refuge from financially ravaged areas of countries such as Central and South America, the figures show. You know how many financially ravaged areas of this country we have? We got unincorporated towns, townships sitting right inside Dallas, Canada, right outside the city. Ain't had running water in decades. What are you doing about that? Talking about it's gonna cost too much to fix the system. But those are your citizens. These are your citizens, but let somebody try to buy the land. You get those citizens out and let some developer come in there. Oh, you'll have the money to do it then, but as long as them po folk in there, you won't do it. But then it's double troubling and double pissed off-ivity, if that's a word, off-tivitiness, is when you see stuff like this. Somehow you find a way to help other poor people and not your own. And again, you wonder why people would rather vote for a guy who's under indictment for 5011 charges, because they don't want him back on that ballot, because they know if he gets on that ballot, he's a shoo-in going against Biden. Biden can talk that good talk, talking about he know he can win. Heck no, you wouldn't beat Trump if your life depended on it. It's the economic issues in their home countries. Like I said, we got them here too. The border source said the desperation in places like Haiti and Venezuela is extreme, so people are taking their chances. And I don't fault them trying to come over here. I really don't. If it's bad, like they saying it is, I get it. If I was them, I would probably do the same thing. Say, hey, you gotta figure this out. I gotta do something better, because ain't nothing here for me. I get it. But at the same time, on our side, we gotta make sure everything is done the legal way. They say after U.S. citizenship and immigration services was flooded with applications, the agency was compelled to revamp its new processes in May to manage demand. The program has also spurred more Florida-bound migrants to show up at seaports and airports rather than attempt perilous maritime treks. Citing a marked rise in migrant boat traffic, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis cracked down the practice in January. Nationwide, there was more than 3 million migrants. Yeah. So basically that's saying that, shoot, some people say we ain't finna go across that water because a lot of them dying. Them boats go missing. So they say, shoot, we're just gonna take our chances just walking over. And why not? Everybody else is doing it. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Like I said, we're gonna be on these Democrats' head. We're gonna be on their head. Because we're gonna make sure, until you give your citizens, especially ones that look like myself, tangibles, we ain't voting for you. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below and then share it with the world. And with that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.